I've been playing Palia for a while now, and I think that I've really solidified a daily and weekly routine that works for me. With how much there is to do in the game and the amount of things that refresh daily and weekly, I feel like it can be a little bit overwhelming at the beginning to figure out what exactly it is that you should be focusing your time on. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through my daily and weekly routines in the game. If you want some general beginner tips in Palia, you can check out my Palia beginner tips video. You can also check out my Palia tools video where I go into some outside resources that I use. Some of those are going to be mentioned in this video because they are part of my weekly and daily routine. Please keep in mind that this is just what works for me and you don't need to be doing these things every single day. This is just what I do to feel like I'm getting the most out of my game. As always, take what you like and leave the rest. First, let's talk about the things that I do daily, and keep in mind that when I'm saying daily here, I'm talking about the real life day that operates on the real life 24-hour cycle that resets at 4 a.m. UTC. The first thing that I do when I log on each day is care for my crops. Crops do grow and need water according to the Palia day cycle, and sometimes if I'm playing for an extended period of time, I will care for my crops multiple times in a play session, but a lot of the times I just do it once when I log on. Gardening entails harvesting anything that's ready to harvest, replanting anything that needs to be replanted, weeding, and watering my crops. This is also when I check my preserves jars. Any jams that have been completed, I take them out and sell them, and then I replenish the preserves jars with whatever stock of fruit or vegetables that I have. The next thing that I do every single day is gifting villagers. I have a goal to get every single character to max with their friendship and romance, and the way that I handle this is by picking 4 or 5 characters at a time to really focus on. Now, this is where I use Palia Tracker to help me. Palia Tracker is really cool because you can filter which characters are shown. Whatever characters you have visible, it will show you where they are, it will show you their weekly wants, and you can also track which gifts you've given to them, whether you've given them a gift that day, and if you've given them any romance gifts. So whoever it is that I'm focusing on that day, I will go give them their gift, and once I've given them a gift, if it's one of their weekly wants, I will check that as complete, and then I will hit this little gift button right here so that their picture turns gray a little bit and I know that I've already given them a gift. I do have more to say about this process, but it's something that I do weekly and we'll talk about that in the next section. Another thing that I do every single day is purchase something from Zeki's shop. If you purchase something from Zeki, then the next time the mail comes, which would be at either 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. of the in-game time, you will get a lucky coin in the mail. You can use that lucky coin at Zeki's Wondrous Machine to get a random item. Sometimes you get stuff that's not very exciting, like seeds or fireworks, but there is a possibility to get really pretty furniture and plushies. And as someone who is trying to collect every item in the game, I definitely do this every single day so that I have a chance of getting an item that I haven't gotten yet. The next thing that I do every single day within reason is check the rummage piles in Kilima and Bahari Bay. Each day, one rummage pile will spawn in each location, and you can go interact with it to get the random reward. Similarly to the Wondrous Machine, there's a chance that you'll get something not very exciting like 1 potato, but sometimes you will get recipes for furniture, and some of the recipes that you get are so cute. I will say a stipulation to this is once I get all of the recipes from a rummage pile, I stop visiting that rummage pile. So there was a while where I had gotten all of the cozy items from the Kilima rummage pile and I wasn't checking it every single day, but then Singularity 6 in one of their updates added more recipes that you can get from rummage piles, so I was back to checking them every day. There is a site that you can use to find the location of the rummage piles if you wish. It is palia.th.gl, and then you click rummage piles at the top of the page. This updates every single day and it will show you the exact location of it, so you can go straight there. You don't have to spend time searching for it. This next part is a little bit more advanced and requires you to be further along in the main storyline, but another thing that I do every single day is check my ancient rock garden, my ancient Galder statue, and my silverwing nest for the rewards. The ancient rock garden is a reward for completing all of the Vault of the Flames bundles, and it will give you things related to hunting most of the time, like meat, meat, fur, hide, and arrows. The young silverwing nest is awarded upon the completion of all of the Vault of the Gales bundles. It will give you 1 candy egg per real day, and that candy egg can be eaten to give you focus. The Ancient Galder statue is given to you when you complete the Vault of the Roots bundles, and it will give you a tree seed once per real day. Also, if you complete the quest, The Gardener's New Oneness, which is a continuation of the quest line associated with the Temple of the Roots, then there's a chance that the seed will be a flow seed. Now again, this is a little bit more advanced because it requires that you've gone further into the story, but if you just keep completing the main storyline, you will get these eventually. So those are all my daily tasks. These are just usually the things that I take care of first, and then I go do whatever other tasks that I want to do in the game, or sometimes if I'm limited on time, I'll just do these things and then log off. Every week, there are certain weekly achievements that refresh. There are achievements related to each skill, like cooking, gardening, etc. In order to have access to these weekly achievements, you have to have reached level 10 in that skill. Completing these achievements will award you medals, which you can use in the guild store to buy some really cool items. The weekly achievements are the same every single week. It's things like fishing a certain amount of items, chopping down flow trees, etc. There are also weekly achievements related to touring housing plots. The tickets that you get for those achievements you can spend at the housing plot tour shop, which will give you rewards like nameplates, jukeboxes, and wallpapers and floors. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I complete every single weekly achievement every single week, because honestly, it's a lot. However, I do try to complete at least a few of them, and depending on if there's a certain item that I'm saving up my medals for, I will really hone in and focus on those weekly achievements and make sure that I get those done every single week until I have the item that I want. The other thing that I do every single week is organizing the weekly wants for the villagers in my chests. And I do this in tandem with the Palia tracker website. As I mentioned earlier, I have about 4 villagers at a time that I'm focusing on. If I'm hiding all of the villagers that I'm not focusing on in the tracker, then when I go to the website, I can actually click on the weekly wants gather list. This puts all of the items that I'm going to need for weekly wants in a nice little list, and I can go down the list and check off which ones I've done. So what I actually do is clear my bags. I search for the item in the search bar and I put them in my bag. Then I go into my lockbox storage. Then I place all of the items that I just had on hand in there so that it's really easy for me when I'm going in and finding the gift to give to them daily to have them all right there. It also helps me to see everything I have and what I still need to get. At this point, if there's anything that I don't already have that I need to either cook or gather, I will go and do that. For the most part, I mean, honestly, sometimes these people ask for things like a long-nosed unicorn fish, and I'm sorry, if you want that, it's not gonna happen. But within reason, if it's something that I can go and gather or cook or whatever, I'll go do that and I'll add it to the lockbox. This is just a little prep thing that makes it easier for me on a daily basis to make sure I'm keeping up with my giving. I also make sure I have any romance gifts to people that I'm romancing. I usually combine this with my daily task of purchasing something from Zeki, because I can go buy a box of chocolates from Zeki, it'll count for purchasing something, and then I will have it to give to whoever it is that I'm romancing. So those are all my daily and weekly tasks that I have. I also created a simple Notion template that lists all of these things. That's totally free and it's linked down in the description. So if you want to download that template, it's going to be down below. You'll just click on that link and then click on the button in the top right hand side of the screen to save it as a template. That way you can edit it yourself. I hope that this video was helpful. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite thing to do in Palia every single day? I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye everyone.